we are learning and understanding that the old operating way of kind of survival and pushing and proving takes us to that incredible burnout point, you know, whether it's mentally, physically. Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I'm Sarah Louise. I'm an intuitive. I'm a reader of the cosmic weather, and I'm here to share with you what's coming up this week. So what energy is going to be around and how you can best navigate yourself through the week. So my beautiful friends, we're in the second week of May, and although we've still got a lot of energy moving forward and a lot of kind of, you know, we're still in that horse year, like let's go momentum, it doesn't feel so push, like gotta go, like as it did in April. So this month I feel like there's definitely this incredible flow of movement forward, but it feels more grounded. And it feels a bit more precise rather than hectic. So that feels good. We are, you know, nicely into Taurus season now, and the energy is much more grounded, it's much more solid, it's much more stable. And I think that's where that shifting kind of from the chaos to the stability has come in, which feels really nice. And this week, the kind of highlight that I feel this week is the Taurus New Moon. So we know that new moons bring new beginnings, and this one feels like a real new moon around new beginnings. So that's happening at the end of the week. So what's my advice to you this week? How's it going to possibly feel? How can you work with the energy? Well, if I tune in to kind of where we've been and where we're going and like what's going on, I feel like we have got these really, we've got really clear on how we used to operate. And very much of how we used to operate was very much built on survival. So, you know, I'll prove my worth and I'll show you I can do it. And look, I am successful. Like, you know, and for me, you know, I'll try and heal the world, you know, like, and then like we see, and the energy is really shifting in that to coming from a place of self-worth and not survival, and coming from a kind of deep inner knowing of I don't need to prove that anymore. So there's much more energy around us that is supporting us to trust ourselves, to back ourselves, to understand who we are, why we act the way that we do. And in that consciousness of that awakening, we have choices to make some changes and to let go and to operate in different ways. When we're unconscious, we're just operating on this old operating system. But when we're conscious, we can actually shift and transform and change how that operating system is running. And I feel like the energy of this time, this moment, this week is very much we are learning and understanding that the old operating way of kind of survival and pushing and proving takes us to that, you know, incredible burnout point, you know, whether it's mentally, physically, whatever. It's like just, you know, I'm on the floor for a day because I'm smashed, I'm sick, or and when we are operating in a different way and we're coming from, you know, choice and self-worth and knowing limits and boundaries and honoring those, and, you know, not having so many shoulds, and we're different. You know, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that because it doesn't feel right for me. How good does that feel? Yeah. And no, I can't do that because that, and here I have a voice and it's not coming from anger but just like that just doesn't really align for me. Sorry. we don't even actually take that back. We don't even have to apologize. That actually just doesn't align with me. That's the old operating system, having to apologize for a feeling, for a boundary, right? So we have to consciously pick ourselves up. And so this week, we've got a new moon in Taurus, and it's not, right, okay, it's a manifesting moon, like, let's go, what am I going to manifest, like, push it on, it's on. It's like, what am I going to manifest that's going to take some time to grow, that's deep rooted, and it has longevity, and it's truly what I want, where I'm going forward. So it's not a quick fix, it's not the quick stimulation dopamine, because we know that doesn't last. Yeah. So when I look at my path of light and life, what I want to be growing alongside me on that path. And we're planting our seeds for that future. Yeah. We are thoughts, words, actions in creation of where we're going and what we want that to be like. And this new moon this week, towards the end of the week, is very much, it's definitely, it's a powerful. Thanks, Charlie. It's a new moon of creation, and it wants us to dig deep, build long term, and plant some seeds that are, going to really support us going forward. Just wait for him to be quiet, right? He just wants us to know that, like, shout it, Sarah. It's really important. Shout it, Mum. Yeah. So this week you may feel like you need to ground yourself a little bit more. You may want to do some intention setting. You may want to do some planning, but in a kind of real kind of stability way, long-term longevity. They're the words of the week. Be intentional. And through the week, feel about that. Think about the new you. Tune into, what are the new ways that support you on your path. Because we are different and things are different. Yeah. It's Taurus, so, nourishing self is important, grounding self is important, pacing yourself is important, nice balance is really important. So keep those words, in here at the moment. Yeah. My advice as well is to be really aware of the stimulation that's here that can really distract us, because all this distraction and stimulation isn't helping with our nervous systems. And we know that our nervous systems are pretty fried already because of all the EMFs and stimulation and Wi-Fi and, constant. So we have to work a bit harder these days to keep this nicely balanced and calm. Yeah, because when this goes out of balance, like, we feel it in our body and it's not nice. We don't feel good. So we want to keep our system, especially our nervous system, nice and grounded and calm. So we need to, maybe stop and do a little bit of breath work every now and then. Yeah, ground into the earth. Yeah, put a boundary up. Say no when we're tired. Don't push when we need to relax. Yeah. A beautiful one that somebody taught me, which I really love, is when we're feeling really overstimulated and it's all going off, just shh, 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 shh. Just like we naturally shush a baby if it's upset. Yeah, we can shush ourselves, shush that nervous system, like, it's okay, you got this, we're good. And tap. It's so soothing, and we need soothing because we're so overstimulated. So things are changing. We're in this amazing year. lots is moving and grooving, and we are stepping up and we're becoming more conscious, and this is a good thing. Yeah. And this week we have a beautiful new moon in Taurus that is really a blessing for us, because it's reminding us and helping us to tune in to creations and desires. And it's quite honest. There's in fact, the word of the week is going to be honesty, because I feel like with this Taurus energy and the alignments that are coming through this week, there's a real level of honesty. And it's a grounded honesty. It's just a truth. And I love that. Yeah. I love that, because if we were much more grounded in our truth, we would be much happier human beings, right? So really kind of bring that word honesty in. Where can I be more honest with myself, with others, with life? What is my truth? Yeah. There's a lot for you for this week. If you are in Brisbane and you feel like you need to shake off some old energy, you need to let go, you need to tap into a higher frequency, and you want to do some work with me, then I have a session at Harlow Hot Yoga Centre. It won't be a hot session, but it's a great space. There's no mirrors. It's big, it's dim, it's perfect for us to just close down and go into our internal world and just shake off some old, and, as I say, tune into some higher frequencies while still being in our body. It's called Embodied Release. Have a look, there'll be a link in the bio. It's on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. if you're in Brisbane. Please come along, it's going to be so fun. And I've only got a couple more of these sessions, and then I'm away for a month or so. So if you're thinking about it, jump on, come play, and yeah, have an amazing week. So I will see you all next week.